of syndicates to not only exploit the system that they operate in, but to merge with the system, to capture it. We also begin to understand that the many facets or the many failures of service delivery caused by corruption are not accidental. Where syndicates take control, they deliberately break the system. From the perspective of these criminals, an immigration system, for example, that creates vulnerabilities or loopholes to extort bribes is not broken. For them, it is working exactly as they intend. In many cases, the rot runs so deep that it is perhaps even misguided to regard corruption as something that is separate from the system of governance. Where we allow this process to take root, corrupt syndicates can become so deeply enmeshed with the operations of government that they become the system. It is for this reason that I believe our efforts to defeat corruption will never succeed if we only seek to treat the symptoms. What we require is an approach that tackles the problem at its root, both by enforcing accountability for corruption and simultaneously reforming the system itself to close the loopholes, the weaknesses, the vulnerabilities that criminals and syndicates exploit. I am encouraged to indicate today that the leaders that are gathered in this room from various institutions are indeed making progress on both of these fronts. Collectively, the Special Investigating Unit, the Department of Home Affairs, the Border Management Authority, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, and the National Prosecuting Authority are already actively working together to enforce accountability in the border management and immigration environment.